Here's another late development, and this news keeps coming in as we're talking here.
Hey man, JB did it right. Last week he denounced it, so this week he don't look like a fake or a poser, man. Keeping it real, man.
I didn't even watch the game. I just followed it. I was like, I'm glad I didn't waste my time with that trash.
I'm happy you didn't raise your blood pressure for nothing, bro. Good for you. Good for
I
you.
got some laundry. I got some laundry done. I got no work done. got red zone going, watching some other teams around the league doing some stuff.
Yeah, man, worry about your other teams. You got more than one Bear player on your fantasy team. It's all right.
Yeah, man. Nick Chubb out here doing impressive things. I'm wasting my time watching the bit.
Right, all right. Is this it? This is us. We are here.
Yeah, this is it. Talk about is this it?
I'm optimistic, man, and we be getting so much love on the podcast and stuff, man. So I just be like, dang, like one day it's gonna pop off. But I did want to send a quick question, because JB, you married. I was trying to, for my next podcast, we were going to do this like the battles of, not the battles of the sexes, but try and get a better idea of the spectrum of millennials relationships. So we wanted to get like a married couple in there. We wanted to get a single couple in there, a couple that's dating. Rob, I know you got y'all engaged, or what's y'all situation? Engaged. So that'd be perfect.
I can have a hole in there too.
Huh? What'd he say? What'd he say?
Y'all can have a hole in there too.
You can have a little ski.
Hey, come on. What I want to see if y'all was available to come join that panel if y'all was interested. You and your partner.
Hoes always available.
Where are you shooting for?
One day,
Yeah, I'm still doing the mock up and just trying to see what like the questions, the level of comfortability. But what I would plan to do is have a meet and greet with everybody on Zoom, so everybody can kind of get a feel for each other, and then do the show right after, or based on just planning and timing. But probably just like something similar to this, but you with your partner. Whoa, what's going on? Black.
You can cut your camera off.
Niggas, I gotta put my dick out. I just tuck the shirt.
Wait, I didn't know what you.
I didn't know what was going to happen next. But I'll keep y'all posted on that when it comes through. But we'll push.
Yeah, just keep me
posted for it. We are episode 11, man. 11 straight episodes of the Books and Beyond Male Book Club. I am your host, Heero, and joined as always by Rob, Black, and JB. We're on book 3, and this is the first week of it. We pushed this back a little bit later to catch up, make sure that the whole squad could be here. So appreciate you guys giving the love and all the information about anything that's going on. We'll start from the top. Rob, how you doing? And what you sponsoring anybody this week?
Man, it's been a busy week, and it's going to be an even busier Monday through Thursday. Trying to get one of my companies ready for a 10Q filer. So yeah, I appreciate everybody being able to stick it out and push the meeting later.
All right, JB, I know you've retired your Bears jersey. Congratulations to you on that, man. How was your week?
Hey, man, it was a busy week, but, we done with it, and we just kind of downhill to next year, to the 4th. That's my next big day. So downhill for the rest of the year.
All right, and Black, you just recently demolished your daughter in a dance-off battle during her birthday. I found that to be kind of disrespectful, but
I don't let kids win at a damn thing.
Black's not gonna let no kids win at no dance battle. Hide your
Hey,
kids, hide your wife.
I ended up
Nothing
whooping
at
their ass, and I cut the 5 on for the rest of the kids, and I was whooping their ass in Mortal Kombat and Marvel vs. Capcom and fucking Tekken. When cause the girls got a party bus for a spa day, paint and sip. So while the girls on the bus, the boys in there getting their ass whooped.
Hey, Got to teach them somehow, some way. I appreciate you being the father figure teacher we need in this community. Whooping ass.
I ain't everybody ain't getting no trophies here.
All right. And what do I got going on? So I think this Friday is gonna be. I'm actually drawing. I was drawing before I got on the call. I was literally about to overdraw into the. I was like, damn, I feel like I should be doing something. And then I looked up and I was like, dang, it's 10 minutes before the show starts. But I think I'm gonna be letting out chapter 8 for book 2 in the comic book. I'm like finalizing the script now, but I think I got a script that I like, so I'll be able to put that up this week. The live podcast went really well last week. Got a whole bunch of new people to join the team, so hey, we looking good right now. Just trying to get ready for January. When I make that move, I'll probably be coming back to the north side of Chicago, working it out of Northwestern, but we'll see. I'm just ready to get back to normal. I can't wait to take this goddamn vaccine and be done with this shit.
Yeah, I'm ready to. I was waiting on my character. What I can't even pronounce it right now. The caricature, whatever you fucking call it, from my boy Heero. He ain't saying it, so I might download that little cartoon app.
Yeah, I'm trying to get, man. I'm trying to get so much stuff done, but like, the best time for me to do that will probably be maybe later on tonight. I'll probably get you a rough draft tonight because I'm definitely feeling the drawings tonight. But don't waste your money on no app.
Do it cost?
Some of them do.
Yeah. There's like 45 of them. I'm gonna find the free one.
That's a lot of time you're gonna invest to find a free one.
Man, but it's free.
Hey, you can't knock it. It's free.
You can find a costly one right away.
This is true. But we'll get to. I'm gonna focus in on it's just this. You know how life be, man. Don't
life be lifing.
Don't make excuses, but life be lifing, man.
Yeah, you was looking at the world and dropped all the oil.
Hey,
I was thinking the same thing.
Hey, but you know what? Tell me why when I started reading this book, though. I was like, am I reading the right book? I had to look up the author and everything. I was like, I don't think this is the right book. Shepherds and sheeps and shit. So I was like,
yeah,
and that's how I knew I had fucked up right then and there, because I had already started throwing it to the side, and then the king showed up and started saying shit about the gypsy. And I was like, oh shit.
That's part 2, right?
No, that's
all part one, bro.
That's all part 1.
I thought that was the second half of part 1.
No, yeah, it's 2 sections in part 1.
It's 2 sections.
That's all part. That's all section 1.
Oh dang!
I knew we was on to something when she.
My man Rob ain't make it to the bar, huh? Camille, they outside.
I knew we was in for something when the gypsy asked for 10% of his treasures.
So then let's give it a little context. We're reading The Alchemist,
and on your laptop.
So The Alchemist is this book by, what's the author's name?
Paulo Coelho.
Paulo Coelho. And I honestly thought this was going to be another one of those, but it's actually like a fantasy story telling of coming of age story for this kid. And his name is Santiago.
You got to read it a lot.
Yeah.
The boy named Santiago.
You
got to read that book more than once, though.
The kid. I'm already seeing I'm going to have to listen to it.
Look, he going to be the boy the entire rest of the time of this book.
And that's something that was tripping me out, because they kept referring. He referred to himself in the third person as the boy. So I'm like, is he telling his own story, or is someone telling the story for him? Which I'll probably figure out at the end of the book. But
it's like Aladdin, like I'm telling the story about myself.
And he keeps referring to himself about the boy.
How about baby love you?
Did anybody know that Aladdin is actually a post-apocalyptic future?
No.
It is. Yeah,
Arabian days.
It's like, if you think about it, they're in the middle of nowhere and they have a bunch of sand and all that stuff. But when the genie comes out, he knows a bunch of modern day things, even though they're supposed to be in the past, implying that he was alive during the time where they were supposed to be, and that all the things that are valuable are buried underground as if something blew up and pushed it. It's a weird conspiracy theory, but I enjoy destroying Disney movies and making them seem super realistic. That's just something I like to do. But
I can see it.
I don't know. Like I was reading this like with trying to get a message. Like I was trying to I want to know what you're trying to tell me right away. But they kept like dragging on. They kept talking.
You just got to read that book, bro.
You just got to read it. You just got to read it.
You got to read that book like 3 times, bro.
But I knew that we was in for something when he said at the beginning of the book, like all books is written the same and they all say the same thing. I'm like, oh, this book finna say something. It's gonna take a while.
It's gonna say something else. So okay, let's then start from the beginning where we meet him and we figure out a little bit about his life and just how his life. And when he's describing his life, he's a shepherd. He talks about how he's a shepherd who can read. And I thought that this was just going to be some lovey-dovey story. We meet a kid. He wanted to become a shepherd because his family they weren't that rich, but being a priest back then would have been the highlight of a poor family's lifestyle. Like, okay, this kid went to the monastery. He grew up 10 years. He went to school, learned how to read, do all these things just to herd sheep, which is not a bad gig because he's doing what he wants to do. He wants to travel the world. He wants to see the world. And it's kind of strange how he describes his day-to-day activities. He sounds happy, but he doesn't live happy because he's a bum. He lives and sleeps wherever he can, like empty places, on the floor. He has zero personality, and his social skills have devolved to having to talk to his sheep. Like, I get knowing your pets, but knowing 60 sheeps, I feel like that's a little overkill.
He was talking, bro.
I mean, but I felt like I don't know. Stop me if I'm wrong, but for what he was talking about, his shit didn't seem that cool. And apparently, other people did. Apparently, the story did. If that was the story, that's where it was stopped. He wanted to get back to a girl who couldn't read. That's what his goal was.
That's a shoemaker's daughter, right?
Yeah, the dude that was cutting the wool.
Oh, he cut his own wool. He cut his own wool,
but he brought it to.
He was selling it to the
shoemakers. Yeah. So I just thought, like, up front, I was immediately like disengaged. I was like, okay, this is gonna be a story about how this dude raised enough money to go take the daughter out in the thing. Like, what was y'all initial impression of this story? Like, did it catch you off guard? Like, what was your initial like? Okay, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I thought it was like, I was like, this is gonna be slow. Like that was part of why I was like, all right, I think I'm gonna have to read a lot. So I had to carve out time to get further into it. I was like, this is slow.
Yeah, if after I got to a certain point, I was like, oh no, I got to keep pushing forward. Was there anything in the first like couple pages, Rob, that made you say, nah, I'm good? Like, who picked this book?
I almost put
for me. When I
asked Rob, Black Women being rude.
No, I didn't even hear that. My sister yelled my name. Go ahead.
For me.
Hey, I almost add Black in our team post. Like, man, why you pick this book, man? But what I will say though, it started getting interesting when he started describing the day-to-day life of his sheep, and I started thinking about people on Section 8. And we'll talk about that in a bit. Why I drew the parallel, but
okay, all right.
But yeah,
Black, you've told us now that you've read this book how many times?
This is just about to be my second time. I probably read it I probably went over the parts a few times because the book, like for the first time I read it, it hit me differently than it will this time. But I read it because of the Medi talked it up. I'm like he was on his way to like Phoenix or something for one of his shows. He's like, yeah, so I'm reading Alchemist. I'm like, what's that about? That's what made me start the book club. So he was like fucking and he broke it down. And then I'm like, oh shit, let me check that book out. Then I'm like, oh, this is about life. I'm like, oh, we gotta read that.
I had a client when I was with Merrill Lynch that she like wouldn't stop talking about this book. She said it changed her life. So that's why I was like, okay, I just gotta push into it and see where it's going. So
my turning point was when the thing that made me say, okay, this book has some substance was the father of Santiago. When he told his father that he wanted to be a shepherd and his dad was like, that's no life for an educated man. And he was like, I'm just asking for your blessings. Like almost as if he was saying like, bro, I don't really care what you got to say, but I just need your blessings. Like,
he done trying to be a priest.
The culture impacted me, and this book hits a lot closer to home because they do follow the Muslim culture very closely, and it's super like imperative for me to like see that because I remember being in those markets and when the music plays and everybody just stops what they're doing. I remember seeing that,
I've
and you
seen
get
that
your
shit
ass beat if you think you're gonna walk over somebody while they doing that. But the father coming back the next morning and not only saying he can go, but giving him his only bag and his carriage, like, hey man, hold on to this. And this is how you gonna make it. So I was like, okay, I expected it to be super conservative and him having to fight his way out or him succumbing to his father's will. But it was
because
he gave him the coins too, right? To buy his flock.
Yeah, it gave him the money to buy the flock.
Yeah, that's what he did for him.
So it was something lethargic about that. Like it just hit me off I didn't expect it. Like that was the first twist of the book for me. I was like, damn, he's supporting him. Like, how wonderful is that? Just to be like, yo, I got this dream. I know you had visions for me, but you think about like how many times your kid will say something to you or the youth will say something they want to do and you're like, nah, man, this is what you got to do. Especially for us last week talking about how we need more engineers, we need more doctors, we need more this. But if we don't have those people who are passionate about it from the get-go, let's find the ones who are passionate about doing that and encourage them versus, hey, your kid wants to be a basket weaver. Don't downplay their dreams, bro, because I honest to God, to this day, if we let George W. Bush just be a painter, have you ever seen George W. Bush's paintings? Just Google this man. This man is probably one of the top 5 best painters I've seen in a political sense. But this man was out here blowing up Talibans and all this stuff when he could have been this versus what he was being forced to be, So like that's the part that just spoke to me. It was like, damn, that whole push it in, that's when it kind of kicked in for me. So then from that point on, he does like a time skip where he kind of tells the story about where he's at, right? Like he talks about how 3 years ago, right? Was it 3 years ago when he first showed up to this place with his sheep and he gave off wool and the guy was like, he wants to be there when you cut it. So that's why. That
was the first time. That's the first time he met the girl's father. He wants to make sure he's not getting gypped. So he wants to see you cut the wool off the sheep.
And the girl and him have a very interesting conversation about the fact that he can read. And I was kind of mystified by this because we see, like Chekhov's gun, we see someone who knows something and doesn't use it to his advantage. And then later on, we see him with the gypsy or him with the king, and we see them take advantage of him. So I like to see this pair. When you have a good heart and you want to be genuine, you want to be decent to people, like what makes you want to, what are some things that make you feel like you can trust somebody? Because this girl had to take him at his word. She couldn't read. So like, how do you know?
That's why he said he can intertwine the book stories with his stories to make him seem like a more adventurous person.
Yeah. So like, how do you tell? I felt like that was something calling out to me saying like, how do you tell if someone is being for real with you, genuine with you? Like, Rob, what are some features that you like to see in people who claim to be honest?
I think it's the mannerisms of the person you talk about. I like to read people's body language. And sometimes I feel like people showcase something where you can catch, if you really pay attention to it, you're like, this person's not really telling the truth. Because when they respond to something, they shift their body a little bit. Or I say mannerisms to me.
JB, what is a telltale sign someone's lying to you?
I don't know about lying, but as far as like when it comes down to me feeling like I can be truthful and honest with you, it's crossing a vulnerability line. Like it depending on what the subject is, or if you putting yourself in a bad situation or what it is. That's how I know when I can trust you or not. Because I go into it like, I know they say like you go into it, trust somebody first, and then that's the wrong way to go about it. You got to show me I can trust you.
So you disagree fundamentally that with the girl's approach of trusting him first?
Yeah, I mean that's just kind of in the book, and that's what's crazy about the book, because it does highlight that like you shouldn't stop trusting people because you've been double crossed. But it's just a matter of just that's how I think, and
So-
I might be wrong for that.
No, I mean, well, Black, speak on it.
Did he freeze up?
For me, I'm like I told y'all before, I'm a trust or did I? Am I pro?
No, you good.
Oh, you good, bro?
Am I back? All right, so for me, it's more so I'm gonna trust you and respect you until you give me a reason not to trust and respect you. Now, for her, she hasn't done much or been anywhere, seen much. So stories, anything that he would have told her would have been intriguing because everybody else that she knows ain't done as much as anything because they stuck to their jobs. That's the best part about him being a shepherd, is that he get to go places and see things and do stuff that other people that stuck to their jobs don't. And that's the thing that, for me, I was going to mention that as far as how all of those people are successful in their own ways, but they didn't have to go through learn a lot of other shit that don't impact their job.
But what were you saying, JB?
Yeah. You got to unmute yourself before you can talk.
I think it also kind of depends on the climate of the situation too, a little bit, because like some situations I am a little bit more trusting than others, and it just kind of depends on what I got at stake to protect.
The thing that also struck me as strange is like this dude, and I know it's like the old school days, but this man was talking about how he would have been thinking about this woman for 3 years. Like, why didn't he jump on right then and there? You know it's gonna be 3 years till you see this chick again. Why didn't you jump on? Like, what was your hesitation spot here? Like, I feel like the narrator is not a trustworthy narrator because, and by trustworthy narrator, it's the illusion. He's not lying to us on purpose. I just don't think he understands what he's talking about. He talks about how like there's things in this world there's a very few things that a man needs in this world, and a lot of ports and a lot of sailors find them everywhere they go. So like the treasures of a man are not hard to come by.
No.
I really was having this deep conversation about how the value of a woman to a man, and like how a woman with a bunch of degrees and a bunch of status symbols doesn't really mean nothing if she can't fuck her man well. And it comes straight down to like if that's not a core factor, like you could have all the degrees in the world, but that's not something a man is going to attribute to your defining features. If you can put him to rest in bed, sure, you can then be a doctor. But if you don't know your way around his anatomy, then you ain't really studied up on him. So what's that going to do for him? And this like barbaric tone of how like men are supposed to be this provider, supposed to be this, but women have like also tried to excel and judge themselves at a male's pace, and it's not going to give them any benefit because that's not how men look at women. I think they really stripped down and deconstructed this. He only saw the beauty in this woman. She literally couldn't read. So he was only looking at her from a physical sense. Like,
but he likes that though. He likes that she can't read and challenge him. He wants to be. He probably eventually would like to teach her how to read if it ever got to that point. But as of now, he likes that she don't know much because it helps him out. It makes him seem better.
It's better.
As a person, right now, he don't think much of himself because he's just a shepherd, just like everybody else is just what they are. But as far as go ahead, because the story gets deeper, and she ain't gonna be it.
Actually, because I want to sit here with it real quick because we got one person's married, one person engaged, we got a hoe hunter, and we got a single dude.
The whole whisperer.
What is Heero? Heero, are you the whole whisperer?
Hey, man, them days are over with for me, man. Yeah, I date selectively now. That's how I do. I'm a bachelor.
I don't date that much, so I'll selectively hoe.
So based on this, like,
you can't do too much.
I know, like, and you know, with all due respect and everything playing its parts, how much of what your significant other is accomplishing in life truly breaks down to what brings you to her? Because whatever she is now, she wasn't when you first met her, so it had to be something else. Do the achievements of women play that big of a role to you as a man?
I think it depends on the man. For me personally, No, it doesn't. But I want to see her driven to do something. And any partnership, whether it's work or relationship, like I want somebody that can fill in the gaps that I lack in. Like, so as a man, I guess, or like I don't think that I'm a great nurturer, but I mean I am, but she's better. So like that's something that I was looking for too.
Rob?
I think it matters to me. And I say that because I feel like I'm very driven and focused, and I need someone to understand that and have a drive of their own. Because I grew up seeing my mom work 2
Or
or
just
3
be
jobs.
able,
I'm not
to rise faster.
just sit around and linger all day. I'm not attracted to that.
Yeah,
But
but
Black, what is it for you?
As far as accomplishments, like fucking, you got to define what you feel is an accomplishment for me. But as long as you're doing something and you're okay with that, I'm okay with that. But like, don't block my trial. Like he said, like somebody that's driven, he's driven. But it's okay if you're a passenger. Just don't tell me where to turn at or when to stop. Like we cool. Like fucking, I got your back. Just let me go when you go.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So all right, then we can push forward. So we now hit to this point where he's in this big city by the port where he can see across the ravine to Africa. Like he can see Africa.
Are we skipping the gypsy? We're skipping like the fourth thing with the king?
I was going to go with the gypsy. I'm just saying he can see it. He saw the gypsy at the port. Oh, look, Black jumped. He was like, oh, my bad. And so we get there and
what I'm saying is like
I'm about to push on it now.
Somebody had made a call and I didn't know where y'all was at.
So we get here and he's in this bustling city where he's meeting a lot of different people. But throughout the story, he's been talking about having this dream. And he never really goes into detail what the dream is until he gets to the gypsy. But he has these preconceived like notions about her. Like he sees this man sees the deception in front of him and still ignores it. Like he's so green and it's so annoying to just watch him work in this world around people.
So you feel she lied? You feel she's a liar?
Yes.
Man, you reading this book wrong, bro.
I'm reading it from a realistic standpoint. I feel like I'm taking it very literal.
I mean, you should just read the book. Like it's like you read the Bible with your own thoughts. Like
no. See, and this is the difference.
You gotta read what's written.
No, because you have to. Well, based on I read from a scientific standpoint. I can't just believe test results as they are. If someone says this is the results of your blood work, and I see that there's no way his white blood cell count can be this high, and his fever is also this high. Unless he has lymphoma or something, which we've already test crossed. So I have to keep poking holes.
Yeah, but that was at a time where they didn't have, diagnosis and all of that. But so right now you're reading. So how you thinking? Is you thinking how you're thinking it before he gets to the bench, or you're thinking like
I'm thinking about before
he make it to the bench?
No, even before. No. Oh, hey, but I'll even take it further. Even when he's at the crystal shop, I still think he's a fool. Mm-hmm. But once again, this is me.
But wait, so okay. Once you read the book, you'll be like, God damn it, I gotta read the book again because
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. So like let's stay back when he first meets up the gypsy. I think honestly that she's setting this guy up because he has this notion of gypsies are deceitful people who have worshipped that. That's his belief. And if that's your internalized belief, but this woman is going to read your dreams, the only thing he can even come to grasp on the same level with her is the Jesus, the cross on the wall. That's all he has to connect with her. Do you trust this person? I mean, where do you think Santiago's mind is? Do you think when he walks into that gypsy's office, JB, like to get his palm read, does he believe her? Does he need to be there? Like, what are your feelings at this point?
I think he's just curious. Like he been dreaming.
He didn't go in there to get his palm read.
Look, Black, when it's your
the palm read almost ran him away.
No, he went in there so she can tell him about his dream.
Him about the dream.
Dream.
And then she pulled that palm out. Like, let me get your palm.
And then he was like, nah, I don't want to do that. And then she was like, well, what if I could tell you what your dream mean if I read the palm? And I think the whole time, I think he was just curious, right? So like, I feel like if
that she didn't tell him what if. She said, I can only interpret things a certain ways. And with this dream, I can't interpret it fully without doing that.
Omens tell people. Omens speak directly to people, and no one else can translate that. So she was saying this was an omen. The
omens came from the king.
From the king. But I feel like after a conversation with the queen, if in terms of the king in this is an omen for him. Like
well, it's an omen for him. So, but she's just telling him that the way that she can read that dream versus anything else is through the palm.
Now, Rob, how literal do you take this dream to be? Like, is the dream? If I'm recalling the dream correctly, is basically someone's petting his sheep,
like a boy, right?
A little kid.
A little kid is petting his sheep, and then a wolf shows up or something like that.
No, a kid was okay. The way he says the kid comes in and touches the sheep, and normally he don't like that because the sheep get startled. Yeah. But with kids, for some reason, it seemed like the sheep know the age of people. Yeah. So they let them play with the shit, and the kid telling them about the treasure at the pyramids.
Yeah.
And the gypsy's like, I don't even know there to be pyramids in Egypt because she'll know nothing about Egypt. Yeah. But if the kid said that,
it's true.
It's true, and that's what the book like. So when you read the book, you're gonna be like, oh shit. Remember, I was telling y'all a while back in other books that the kids know exactly what their dreams are. And as an adult, you get straight on to get into like a little path that everybody else provide for you. And then you forget everything that you thought you were going to do as a kid.
And so what were you going to say, Rob? Because you got a good point there, Black. I'll come back to that.
No, I don't take the dream literal. When I was reading this section of the book and he was talking about the dream, I was trying to figure out what I think. I kind of thought about it metaphorically. And like, what is this dream trying to signify that I should catch on to now?
Like,
everybody trying to figure it out right away.
So this is something.
Black people don't wait for shit.
This is something that we do know.
I was ready to go to this part 2 from now. All right,
let me get to go to the back of the book and see what the fuck.
I didn't know what the treasure is.
Y'all remember them books? Y'all remember them books that used to be like choose your own adventure, and you want to be like, man, I hope I'm going down the right path. So you skip a few pages to make sure it's good. And you're like, all right, no, I'm going the other way. That's how it was for me.
See, that's trust right there. See, y'all talking about me and my trust. Y'all don't trust shit.
When I first read, I wasn't doing it. I wasn't like, okay, this dream's bullshit. Like, I was just like, I'm looking at like, damn, this nigga going to a gypsy. I know, like, because you know about gypsies, they steal shit in movies and books throughout everything. You know what I mean? They always a little shysty. But she was like, I didn't want nothing from you. And then, like he said later when he ran to the king, he's like, man, is this her husband? But then he started, he broke down shit that he never told nobody, and he was just everything that was going on. I'm like, okay, this dream might be real.
Let's get into the reason why I poke holes in this, the science of it for me. One, in a dream, you never see the face of someone you've never met or have never seen. That's so every dream you have, even if it's a stranger to you, you have subconsciously seen that face somewhere. Your brain doesn't make new ideas for you. It has to be contabulated off of something else. Part 2, when you're holding someone's hand, you have pulses in your fingers. And if your heart rate increases, that's a clear sign that you're either nervous or lying. So if you're asking specific questions, say, for example, this kid, in the fact of this dream, he said a kid told him that there was a treasure in Egypt and the pressure and his blood pressure spiked. She would also know that he's being honest because he's sensing a sense of fear. So she uses that to play up. Like, these are telltale signs of social criminal profiling and psychological profiles are built on people. She's using some of the earliest versions of deductive reasoning on this guy. So right then and there, my brain just goes to like, well, yeah, if I saw this guy in my office, I would tell him any random bullshit and he would probably go do it. And if he's honest, he'll come back. But she could already tell and assess from the way she was trying to kick him out. You don't have no money, no way.
But he didn't believe her.
She could afford to pay him because the price wasn't much, but she was like, as soon as she heard the kid told him that, she was like, oh shit, it's real. And then it was like,
yeah. So at that point, I was like, so
give me
she
a tenth
believes
of
this
your
shit.
treasure.
Yeah,
but he didn't.
She's like, give me a tenth of your treasure.
Believe her. But he didn't believe her though.
Nah, he didn't,
because he
didn't know what to think.
Agreed.
That's why he was thinking over it. Yeah,
he
like shit. I ain't got to pay her now, and that's all she asked me.
He didn't
believe he was going. He was like, I'm not gonna find this shit. No way.
The only reason why he went is because he met the king. If he had just met the gypsy, this story would have ended.
Well, because he was like, I'm not gonna find it. The king told him. Yeah, the king told him, I only come to point you in the right direction. Now, right now you're at a point where you're gonna just throw out your dream, and you right now you're about to create your legend. But if you throw it out, that'll be the end. You'll never think about it again. Like like most people that he encounter, they have their own dreams and stuff like that. When he's ready to sell them sheep, but it's like, hell yeah, I bought them sheep. That's something I always wanted to do. He bought them sheep. So he meet people like that, like at the crystal shop. He meet people that had dreams and they change their mind about them through whatsoever. And then that's why I was staying with the kid.
So then let's go back real quick, because if I had to compare the sheep to anything, the sheeps are adults. And this is because all they live to do is survive, eat, sleep, drink, and they have no will, no manifestors, that they just do what they're supposed to do. And only time they'll alter their lifestyle is when the leader shows up. And that is what the shepherd is to them. The kid is still young, and he has this idea of venture and grandeur. So he's now sitting at the bench. And this is where shit gets real for me, because I wasn't like ready for this. Because this is when my bullshit meter went off the charts. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I was just like, all right, this dude shows up, he's wearing rags, but underneath the rags, he has this illusion of fame. And it was something about how he got blinded by that. It's almost as if it happened on purpose. Like, it feels like such a con. And I'm just like, okay, you get a little bling, a flash. This is no different than when we used to be walking down the street and dude be like, walk up to you and open up his coat jacket like, y'all interested in some watches? And we like, nah, we're good. And he closes it back up. It's like, bro, if you have it, just wear it and let me question you on it. Like, damn, bro, where'd you get that watch? Because that's how normal transactions work.
Stolen.
More the reason.
That's the reason it's inside of a jacket. Because nigga,
I've never seen nobody do that outside of a movie.
He's been in New York. So
I've lived in New York, so I see it all the time. It's
they don't do that type of shit in Chicago.
Yeah, but so tell us,
like, shit with socks.
and towels on Stony.
Fruities.
Fruities.
Yeah.
Fruities and shoes.
Yo, you used to sell t-shirts back when the Wild was on.
So I'm sitting here, we sitting on this bench. Now what's your feeling? We've gotten to this bench. The kid is kind of ruffled. He's clearly conflicted, but he's still showing his green. JB, what are you thinking about, like, when he's approached by this man at the because you love the whole book quote right here. So this is where that book quote comes from. What are your feelings when he's trying to engage with him? Like, the first question he asks is, can I have some of your wine? I love how this guy's always drinking too.
I mean, I feel like
the first question was the book. He wanted to know what book he was reading first.
He wanted to know what book he was reading.
Yeah.
And then he was starting to think about himself. He was like, man, I don't know if this dude could read or whatever. And he thinking
that's
about
why he thought he was gonna get rid of him.
Yeah, he thought he was gonna get rid of him. He thinking about his dad and some other stuff. But really, I mean, I thought I don't know. I was just trying to think about what is this book trying to tell me? Like, because it's written for something. It's been recommended by so many people. I'm like, what is?
I think y'all should wait to part 2 to wait to that type of questions.
So the oil, right? We talking about the oil and the walking through the house, right?
Yeah, so we're in that whole segment right there.
Yeah, you skipping. Go ahead.
I skipped a little bit, but what I was thinking when it was like, you got to make sure you're taking care of your priorities, but while you focused on your priorities, you still got to make sure you taking the time to stop and like smell the roses that's around you, and keeping your eyes open. So like, you just can't be too focused on one thing. I don't know really what it was trying to tell me.
I really hated that analogy. I don't agree with that. My man's gave you a job. I gave you a job to hold this spoon of oil and walk around my goddamn house. You came back with the spoon with 2 drops. It's still there. You did your job. Then you
No, but he asked him, what did he see?
But that's not.
He told him about the paintings. He told him.
He told him.
But
what was the
he
job?
told him about all the stuff that was in his house.
Exactly.
Like,
but that wasn't the job. The job you gave me.
Stuff. Like, but he went through. He's like, I didn't see shit. He's like, yeah, look what that was.
So this reminded me of though. Like when you go on a road trip, right? And like all you care about is your destination. But like it's so many things that you pass on the way to your destination. But you just focused on your destination. People be like, did you see such and such? Like, nah, I didn't see that. But like you could have. You could have, but you passed right by it.
I guess I'm always the type of person who's going to try and stay on task, because are you trying to get to your destination as soon as possible, or are you trying to go sightseeing? I don't think
you can do both.
But is that your task? Like, is that what you want to do?
But that was the task, though. That was the task.
No, the first task was just to make sure no oil dropped out of that goddamn spoon.
No, that was part of the first task, but he told his ass to take a look around while, I take some time out. But
okay, so then off top, the kid wasn't qualified to do the first task. Because the second time around, he lost the oil.
Because he couldn't multitask. That was the thing.
So he wasn't.
He wanted to learn how to do that.
Yeah,
you're overthinking it, bro. It's not so much about the.
It's not about overthinking. If you can't think about the book, then the book isn't serving.
No, it's not the book. I'm not talking about the whole book. See, that's the thing. You're trying to do the whole entire thing. I'm talking about specific moments. Y'all overlooking the specific moments of everything that's going on. So right now, he wants him to go through this castle and look at everything that he acquired throughout the time of his in the world, which shows different stuff. So now the kid goes through and he was like, "What did you see?" He was like, "Yeah, I saw stuff. It's amazing. Like, okay, where's the oil?" And there's no oil. He's like, "God damn it." Okay, so it's only one thing I can teach you. Go through life and see everything you can, but do not spill your oil out the spoon.
But he's already proven he can't do that right now. And furthermore to that fact.
But what could you do? What could you do right away?
Hold on. Furthermore, the king has not taught him how to multitask. He has simply given him another mission.
But that wasn't the king.
I mean, whoever the person was that was talking about the oil and that, he's given this guy 3 different assignments. He failed the first time, he failed the second one, and now he's telling him, without teaching him, to try again. I feel like it's repetitive. Like, if you're going to tell someone to go do that, you got to show them first how to do it. I would have loved to, the way I would have loved to see that is have that person demonstrate how to keep his eye on the oil and move around and enjoy life.
But you're going through life, so when you're going through life, you don't know how to do something right away. You're going to take your time and learn to do it, and that's what I think it was showing the lesson
of failure. Yeah, I think it was the lesson of failure in that. Like, you got to learn. So, like, the first time he went through, he had all the oil because he was focused on whatever, but he missed everything that was around him. Second time through, you go through, I catch everything that's around me, but damn, I lost all my oil. So I forgot about my priorities because I'm too damn concerned about what's going on around me. So how do I figure out now how to do both? Because it's possible. Because we all know I could have walked through that cave with oil or the castle with oil and still seen everything.
Because you could hold the oil and stop. Time. You don't have to keep walking. You can stop with that oil, then look. Like, oh shit.
But I would have. All I'm saying is
stopped.
I think it was just a metaphor. Yeah, is what he was really trying to.
Definitely. But I feel like it would have benefited. That metaphor would have benefited from a demonstration. There's very few things in life that seeing it helps people do. Visual learners are some of the most adept learners ever. So, like, I just took it from that perspective. Once again, you're right. I'm reading this book like I'm reading the last 2 books. Like, I'm but that's always how I've read books.
This is more wax on, wax off type of book.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So I can tell right now when we finally do read The Prince, we're gonna have a hard time because that book is way The Prince. That's a hard book to read, bro.
Yeah,
like you're gonna have fun. I think you'll have fun with that book, Heero. But fucking, it's a hard read. It's not hard as far as what's going on. It's just a hard read, bro.
So then, I'm actually excited for that because I feel like I need to become more fluid in my reading. I've read so many books that are just scientifically driven. That is,
you read all the books that the king was telling y'all about. King told you about those books. Like you're reading one book that tells you one thing, and at the end of the book is the same thing through every
other book.
Thing.
Look, last thing you want to ever be doing. Like, so I learned, like, it took me like all of college to get over that fear of someone saying this. This is the line I feared the most as a guy in college. Hey, so have you read the article on so-and-so's diagnosis of this? And me saying that as an adult now, I have no problem saying, no, I haven't read that. What is it about? But as a kid, I always thought like I had to know what it was. So I'd always be reading or trying to stay up to date in all these journals. And I had all these subscribe. Like my email used to just be full of random articles about journals. And I'd just be sitting there reading until like late in the night, be like, damn, I ain't even did my own studying because I'm trying to make sure I don't get stumped on one of these questions. So
and that's one of the first in the Marine Corps. That's one of the first things they tell you. If you don't know, be as confident as you are when you know, telling them that you don't know, but you'll find out later. Because you're not gonna know every fucking thing, and you're not supposed to know everything. So when you don't know, don't try to create a story. That's and in boot camp, if your ass try to create some shit, they know you don't know. That's the reason they ask you. The games will begin. The games will begin. It was like, okay, so. Instead of saying this recruit don't know or whatever, confidently you go. But at this time, that's what they tell you. They teach you that, like specifically word by word. Say this recruit don't know so and so at this time, but I will know later. You know what I mean? They teach you that shit word by word, so you can be confident in not knowing something and not be scared that you don't know.
So then let's talk about what we do know about this king at this bench. He's already flashed a little bit of jewelry. He's told us one story.
But it wasn't on purpose that the shit flashed. He bent over.
Do you know that though?
See, you're overthinking it. Like everything is not like super specific on like this dude trying to show him. Because mind you, he's hiding all of his shit. So people don't even know. Like our back, you don't even know he's a king.
He didn't want him to know who he was.
You just think he'll bump because if he came to him with shiny, trying to tell him some shit, then the kid would have overlooked it, then he wouldn't have made his own decision. He told him he wanted to make his own decisions through life, but at the same time.
But this is actually the first time the kid actually shows some logic and reasoning. He talks about how why doesn't he have like guards with him? And if he was flaunting, he would probably be a target for thieves. So I could live with that. I could let that go. And what about the proposal he made to him then about giving up 1/10 of his sheep in order to get the secret to Egypt?
Yeah.
That part right there, and his reasoning of the bread man. And I love that line about how he was like, yeah, a baker is way more useful than a shepherd. He literally shit on this kid's life. The thing that in the beginning of the book that we thought to be so, advantageous of him and so cool, like, man, you stepped up, you did more than what your parents wanted to, and then you got to this king and he was like, man, you ain't shit next to a bread. I have a bread man before I had a sheep man any day of the week. But he tells a story about how that bread dude had dreams and didn't follow it. What do you think is the significance of that?
Well, that's the whole thing. That's the whole, like, that's why he made sure he wanted to, that's the reason he told him, like, I want, like, because the king don't need them fucking sheep, but he wanted to know that this kid is fully, ready to do it, but he also ain't about to pass on nothing, knowing, like, if he give me these sheep, I know he about to do it because these sheep mean everything to him. So he gave them sheep, and then fucking he went to sell the other one, and he brought them back to him, and he was, like, ready. Now he know. He's like, okay, this. And then the key was exactly what the fuck he was dreaming. Just go to take your ass to Egypt. You got the money now. You got everything you need to go.
He said, if I let you give me something that you ain't already attained, you're not gonna go out there no way.
Yeah, because he tried to bargain with him. He tried to do what the gypsy did.
And then he was like, well, I gave some to the gypsy already. And he was like, well, the gypsies, they'll do that to you. Yeah. And because that's what she do.
Yeah. So she
told his ass he gave him the yin and the yang, the yin and the yang, whatever. I forgot what he called it.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so my heart.
I'm gonna go back to get that name because you see the yin and the yang came from Africa too. So
yeah, it's so crazy. People don't want to give us no respect, but it's cool. But so he trades him off these two stones, right? And there was, and immediately, man, and I was proven right about this because I don't know how far. I just read this book to like it's like 74 pages or something like that.
Yeah.
I literally read this. I literally read this book to like page 55. I was like, damn, I didn't hear no chapter 2 or no nothing. Like
I told y'all, there wasn't no challenges. It's
ain't no chapters. It's part 1.
Yeah.
It's 5 sections. We can do 1 and 2 section now. That's why
so
entire part 1. We can do
so when are we
1.
supposed to stop for this chapter? So I don't blow past
the entire part 1. Like they'll let you know when part 2 starts, but we can do the entire part 1 for this, and then we're gonna do sections in part 2. Because that's when the book
I'm gonna be
Part
done
2 like 2 hours.
I think it's like 3 hours, bro. To be honest with you, I think it's like 3 hours.
Bro, I'm gonna be done with this book by next week.
Oh, we're all gonna be done with it because you're not gonna be able to stop.
You're not gonna be able to stop.
Yeah, I can't stop. Like that's the part.
I was already going through part 1. I was like, oh well, I'm gonna finish part 1.
Yeah, you're gonna finish part 1 because that's what we're supposed to. Because it's 5 sections.
All right,
and it's only 4
So
weeks.
when are we supposed to stop right now? So I don't.
After part 1.
No, what happened in the story? Because I didn't see none of those parts. I just kept reading.
Yeah. So
what was the last?
What do part 1? In the crystal shop? Is it the crystal shop?
No, yeah, all of that too. All of that is part 1.
So when he leaves
the crystal shop when he
gets there or when he leaves?
Yeah.
All of that's part 1. No, he's at
when
the
he leaves.
crystal shop.
Okay. When he leaves. Okay. Cool.
Like when he's done with the crystal shop is not even when he's done. I don't think he get done with the crystal shop until part 2.
Okay.
So he's gonna work at the crystal shop, but right now.
Part 2 starts when he say he been there for 3 months or something.
Okay, so he's still in the middle. He's still in the middle. This is before
he's gonna be in the crystal shop. He's gonna be in the crystal shop for a while.
This is before he built the crystal shop and got the tea going on for them and everything.
On the outside and everything.
Okay, cool. Okay.
What we should be focused on now is, since we did the oils already, somehow we skipped over everything else and went straight to him dropping the oils and everything.
What part did you want to speak on then? Speak on it.
Well, right now we need to be at
all
the bar.
The universe helps you succeed. We did.
Yeah. Well, that's what the omens. That's the omens with the king and stuff.
That's what the omens. We're still on the king. We're still on the king.
And how the grandfather told him about omens too. So you're gonna come across omens a lot. But right now, since we did all of that extra shit beforehand, we should be at the bar. Because that bar is super.
That bar is super. Yeah. So I want to get to that, but I want to finish the last part with the king, which basically the world, like this, basically the world is your oyster, my guy. Go out there and make it happen for yourself. And how he gets on this ship, he gets over there, and he gets to the bar. And once again, this is 3 times now. He meets another stranger. And this is the part that challenged me about Santiago, because I really want to know how old he is. Has no one ever been mean to him? Is
the bar the part where the guy runs off with his money?
Yeah,
the bar,
but there were so many people there trying to protect him, and he didn't even know.
At him.
Yeah,
but he didn't know the language. But he felt like he knew the language because the sheep. Because he learned how to communicate with them.
The sheep,
he was like, "Oh man, I know how to communicate with stuff throughout the world," and that's gonna be big in the book too. Just communicating with everything without knowing the language. But he didn't.
He didn't understand it. He didn't and that's what I was saying. Why the first question I asked is, how important is it for you to understand body language versus understanding a language? Because I could say, we could say you good. Like they use this all the time. You good? Like that can mean so many things based on how you say it and what your hands doing.
So when I was first reading this, I caught on like right away to the thief because being from Chicago. Why the fuck am I giving you all of my money in fear of somebody taking my money? Like, motherfucker, that don't make sense. Like, and then you got the bartenders yelling at him like, yo, in his other language, now you know that this dude is already a con. Like the bartender trying to let him know, like, this dude is already a con. This is like, he come in speaking your language and now everybody else don't speak your language. Everybody else is yelling at you like, hey, get the fuck away from this dude.
And so this guy, so he doesn't pick up on social cues. And that's
okay.
Why
he took the camera off so he can eat shit. Boy, looking at the motherfucker's fingers like a motherfucker.
Go back.
I've been up working since 5. It's 3 o'clock.
There's something to be said about the lackadaisical mindset of this kid, man. Like, because this is why I call him an unreliable narrator. Because he said in the beginning,
call him the boy.
Call him the boy.
They said in the beginning, like my guy said, "Oh, I can speak to my sheep and I understand them." Like, but bro, you didn't understand this situation. Now I don't believe that you actually knew what your sheep was trying to say to you.
But he was thinking too far. Like he was thinking too much. Like, okay,
I
can communicate with my sheep. I can learn to understand everything. He felt like he had been through one thing. Now he knows everything.
Everything.
Instead of taking his time.
I really feel like this book is a metaphor for an average person.
It's a metaphor. It's not even just for the average. Like, bro, when you
for a lot of people, not even just the average person. Like for me, I'm like looking at it like, okay, I could look at different aspects of life differently from this perspective or that perspective. But you even asked the question like the importance of body language. Sales used to be one way. Like I used to sell straight at you. Now it's all about behavioral psychology.
Yeah.
And understanding people because I mean,
but even back then they used to feel like it was a certain way, but you had the good salesmen, they were cold at everything that you're learning now.
Yeah.
Like everything you learn now, that's what they did.
The Dale Carnegie book, I mean, he wrote it in 1929. And it's How to Win Friends and Influence People. That's still one of the number one sales books today. But the way that people look at how you sell is all about like, oh, you a salesman, you're aggressive, but it's not really. It's understanding social cues, understanding body language, and stuff like that.
So we're in the bar, and just to give context, we're in this bar. The boy is trying to. He's so mystified that they don't sell wine here. He like the barkeep comes up to the table and is like, hey, what you want to drink? And he just points at them in his bitter tea, and he's like, fuck, where's the wine? But he realizes that they don't serve alcohol here.
Yeah, they don't drink alcohol in that little city or whatever at all.
Yeah, at all. And I remember this because as you're getting on and off the plane leaving these holy lands, once you reach a certain altitude, they have a safe on the plane that locks up all the liquor. So I remember seeing this as a kid where like this one guy, he was a white guy, he was trying to drink his drink as fast as possible. I was like, Mom, why is he drinking so much? It's like, because once he lands, he won't be able to drink as long as he's there. And that shit blew my mind to like see this in the book. Like I didn't know that was something that happened even back in the day. Like I thought it was just some new shit. I know it's a dry country. That's what they call it. So that was pretty fascinating to see again. And just like the commotion, what do you think about this? Like, so now the guys told him like, I can get you to Egypt in one day. He says, let me take you to the dock port or whatever, but there's the distraction. But he saw the sword. Is the sword ever coming back? If the sword doesn't come back into the story, I'm gonna be pissed. Because that reminds me of Chekhov's gun.
The beauty of the sword, that ain't important. The sword ain't important.
If that sword doesn't come back, I'm telling you right now, this book is going to have to try like
it's hell like it's like 3-card Monty, bro. I'm gonna make you focus on the wrong shit so I can take everything from you. That's all that dude was doing. Ooh. He was taking through the town, through the crowds, and all the shit that he was like, all right, boom, look up, that guy's gone with my fucking everything.
Where's my friend? Where's my friend?
The fact he kept calling him friend. Like, where's my friend? Like, bro, he's not your friend.
He's that dude that sells you that slush. What's up, buddy? Right away. Let me get you for everything.
Yo.
Holy moly donuts, he said.
Yo.
Hey, I'm about to watch Friday afternoon.
So, and the thing that stuck me once again, because they try to make you feel bad for him. This man not only ran for everything, he didn't move from that spot for 12 hours. Like that's where he fell asleep, woke back up, helped the candy man.
What the fuck was am I gonna do now? He got to think about that now. He can't even ask Yin and Yang about that. He could have been like, was that stupid of me or not? He could have shook that motherfucking bag and been yes like a motherfucker.
And just so we're clear, the black one is as Yang and the white one is Ying. So
it's not Yin and Yang. It's something. I'm gonna go back and get it, but that's what it is. Like it's the real version of Yin and Yang, but how that's just tripped me out.
He was so devastated. My man fell asleep in the middle of the market. Like he just was like, well, I guess I live here now. Since y'all took all my money, I live here now. And it's just like
my friend
like if he had gone back, but there's also a part of me I was like, bro, why didn't you go back to the bar? You knew that okay, you just got ran. You know that he's on you. You know where he likes to spot his victims. Go
what
get
could
your
I
money
do?
back.
At what point what can he do? There's no proof that it was money. It's not a credit card. And then if that dude get the whooping his ass, he ain't got nobody that's gonna help him. I don't remember them mentioning police. Like fucking, who we gonna tell? Ain't nobody gonna stone this man for what might have happened.
Right. The bartender already tried to help you.
The bartender tried to help you.
But now the bartender don't know what happened when you left that thing. So now it could be everything could just be. I don't know if that's what really happened. I just know he with that comment.
And plus, nobody speaks your language. Like he's so dumb.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, this boy, Black. I like this book, and from a perspective of I just get to hate read it. Like I just enjoy making fun of this fuckface kid, man, because he's just proving that the world is not inherently good. And
but he's good.
But he's good.
But he's
and that
good.
irritates me. And that irritates me. Like why would you put yourself in this situation? But you know what?
You gotta protect your goodness, man.
Yeah. But then we get to the crystal shop.
Well, let's first talk about the Candyman, who was actually the first decent person he's met in the story, besides the bartender. I blame his
papa. The king was cool.
The king is not cool. The king took this man's money and sent him across into another continent.
The girl was cool.
Which girl
was cool? Which girl? To the what's name daughter? Yeah, she was
cool.
alright. She was alright. But like pretty much everybody in his town was cool. When he left his town, when he left his area, that's
the king literally told the story of like basically, oh man, a baker is better than you. And what did the boy think to himself?
It's encouraging him.
Sexual though.
No. But then the boy said to himself, "Damn, there's probably a baker in her own village. He's already got me beat."
Yeah. But the baker can't read.
She's a non-factor anymore. Like that's what
he's saying.
Eventually she won't be important. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, that's because it was the girl of the moment.
Yeah,
it was the girl of the moment. But then as he experienced life,
you're
more,
just
she won't be
the flavor of the week. It's a great rock song.
So what's up with the Candyman? Go ahead.
All right, Candyman. So he gets woken up by this dude in the middle of the street, and he's setting up his shop, and the guy kind of like helps him he's struggling, but the boy helps him out, and in return, he gets paid the first batch of sweets that he makes, and that's like his sustenance to push him forward, and it kind of washed away. I felt that like that was like the sweet that washed away the bitterness of his first day, like a fresh start. And I think that's the first time he pulls the stones out to ask a question of the stones, because there's specific rules of the stones. You have to ask a direct question.
Questions.
Yeah. Well, he asked the stones before he left. Was the king still with him?
Was the king bullshitting?
Like, yes. No, he was like, was the king still with me? It was like, yes.
Yes.
And then he tried to ask something else, and then the damn stones fell out of a hole that he never saw. And he was like, that's another thing.
That's something that's crazy.
And that was like,
right there.
For me, that was like a maybe. For me, when both of them fell out, that's a maybe.
Maybe. Okay, so I can feel what you on that one, Black. But I also wanted to speak about how the fact the stones are being carried in the last gift his father ever gave him, and that he also didn't take time to take care of that bag. Like, why not patch that hole up right there? Like,
he said he could have patched it. He said his exact words, like, he could have patched it, but he feel like it's needed now because they could have been fell out. Yeah. And that just showed him. So because he was overthinking his own machine.
Own machines, yeah. So that maybe, I'll definitely agree with you that there on the maybe. So how did he end up walking up that hill to see the crystal?
Well, he was just going through the town. At this point, he's just trying to look around. So he get up there at the crystal. He's like, okay, these crystals are dusty as hell. Let me fucking go in there and see if I can work to get some food. Now he went in there, dude. He's like, yeah, can I work to eat? And dude was like, shit, why not? You know, eat, go ahead. And, go ahead, work.
But he didn't say nothing.
He didn't say nothing.
No, he said he
just let him
clean stuff because I think he did not.
No.
He said he can clean it.
The first time the kid walked up there and he just wanted to, he just saw the dusty crystals. He started cleaning them off with the intent of saying, hey, if I clean it, but the shopkeeper didn't say nothing. But one of the pillars of Islam is you help the poor and the weak. So like in the shopper's mind already, he knew he was already going to give him food.
Yeah, he already said he was going to feed him. He said he had to, but what he was saying was like, but you want to clean it and I needed them clean. So shit, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Knock yourself out.
Anyway.
But there was something interesting that happened while the kid was cleaning, which was
people came in
and bought something. And the shopkeeper recalls it being months since anyone had even walked into years.
I think it's been years because of where his shop was
his shop
where
was
the rest of the
located.
market is at. And now
so
travelers ain't have to go through the town no more.
And it's so crazy when they describe this real estate to us. He's at the top of the hill, looking down on the market, away from everyone else. And I was thinking to myself when I heard this from a real estate standpoint, why didn't you move? But also, that's a great view, to be honest. If you're looking over
the whole view to live, not to have a store.
But he ends up using this to his benefit. And there's something about the Omas coming back because the shopkeeper has no wife, no kids. So I think he takes the boy in as a son. Honestly, he teaches him the language by osmosis. They grow up together. He learns how to smoke hookah, which is one of the many treaties. Like if you sharing hookah with someone's like you sharing a drink, like when you click your drinks together, cheers. That's what it is. If you allow someone to smoke from your same hookah, it is the same treaty. But then
now, like remember when he told the man what he was doing and how much he needed to get to eat, and he was like, "Well, he needed money." Like I can't afford that, but shit, I can get you back home or fucking. Yeah. He was like, "I'm gonna work until I get these sheep," and then he was telling about what he had dreamed about and whatnot. And the man was telling him like a lot of people, they always want to go to fucking
Mecca,
the Mecca. Just so, that's something he said he wanted to do, but he had to make the money. But he could have been did it. But that's why he said it was okay for the kid to stay. Like, okay, man, this kid got dreams. It's cool for him to stay because now he's making me money. And then he turned down he believed the omens too, because every time the kid offered him an idea, he turned it down right off back. Like, no, I can't. That's the one. Boom. All right, we'll do that. Boom, more money.
But there's also before you
I think that's part two though.
Before you get into the money part, he also brings up the fact that these pillars and how the religion works and how everything works, but he offers the kid a higher commission rate with the assumption that this kid is never going to sell anything. These are two random flukes that happen. And to his surprise, he made his money faster. So like, what does this say about your ability to give someone a fair rate? Do you think like being upfront and like, if say for example, the average finder fee is 15%, but this person brought you in a boatload of money, like you would have never seen this money if it wasn't for this cat. Do you give them the grace of 25 or 20%, or do you just stick to the business rule? Like how do you handle those things?
Okay, wait. All right, before we go on with that, in part one, did they start selling tea?
No.
All right, cool. So that's okay. That's why I think as it go on further, we'll get that question. You should wait for that question. Because like you're going off what you think it should be done, but when it happens, you'll be like, okay, then it'll be the same question. We can say it now, but it'll be the same question within the next section. Well, then, she's about to get real.
So yeah, because the last thing I remember is him meeting the Englishman. That was the last thing I remember, and the dude giving he's saying, "Don't swear to your God, swear to me." that was the last thing. Yeah, that's way up in part two. So then I guess for closing on this is, out of all the things that this kid has gone through, all the experiences and everything,
where do you think he should go?
Where do you think he should go from here?
My boy got to stick to the plan. I mean, he already lost all his sheep and everything. He might as well just keep going. I feel like
still going to Egypt is a good idea.
Yeah, I feel like it's a metaphor to life. Sometimes things gotta break down to be rebuilt better, and essentially that's what his experiences is doing, is breaking him down.
Man, I've become conservative as fuck in my old age.
But you can always go backwards. Like that was his. He can always go back and go get the sheep again.
Yeah, because that's what he said. He can make the money and go back. But that
so what is this?
That's his plan. That's right. As of right now, his plan is to make enough money to get back and get his sheep. That's his plan right now.
That's his plan right now.
As of now, he wants to get back home and do the same thing.
So he's already so then technically he's already given up on his dream. The first
all bad, because that's what he know. That's what he want to do. That's like I was saying with the kid. As a kid, you know your legend or whatnot, and then you give up on that. The older you get, to stay steady with something else.
It's all a metaphor of failures too. Like, I mean, he consistently failing, and it's like, what does failure do to a normal person, to anybody?
It teaches you.
You know,
It teaches you though.
It teaches you, but some people just quit. Some people quit. Some people get over it. But you know, I think there's some more omens on the way. So
Yeah, a lot. So, it taught them all back. You ain't got to tell everybody your
dream.
what you have. You could your dream could be your dream, but you gave the knowledge of knowing you have everything to acquire your dream. So now he can get you for everything that you got. Instead of like, I got a certain amount to make it to so and so I can work to get to so and so. But he was like, bam, I got it all. I'm ready to go. You know, I can get there. I can feed. I'm be good the whole way there and back. You know what I mean? Like, this man took everything from him. Like, you told him everything.
You know what? That thief in the bar, just going back to that's fucked up, bro. Like, that man could have died out there.
Yeah, it's fucked up. But that's life. Like, why would you tell him?
But even it's there is honor amongst thieves. Like, come on, man, you took everything from this dude.
Ain't no honor among
that's
no
not a real thing, bro. That's not a real thing.
They both have to be thieves for that.
I guess I guess there is honor amongst thieves, but if you're not a thief, I guess you don't get that right.
Yeah, because you know, like, only way it's honor because you know that the other dude's a thief. Like, you ever seen the Key and Peele video where the two dudes were trying to get each other to get them some money? They both like ATM guys. They said about ATM, like, oh, my car broke down. He's like, oh man, my car broke down. Right? I'm gonna send y'all that video, and these two dudes, Key and Peele, trying to con each other. The two con artists trying to con each other, bro. Like, oh, my car. Like, see, the thing is, I'm just trying to get a couple $2 to help my wife out with her surgery. Like, my wife is getting surgery right now too, and I'm just trying to get a couple $. Like, right now, you give you ATM, so they both give each other fake ATM cards and shit. They both try to use it. Like, so it's a silly ass shit, bro. That, and you gonna look at this like, man, ain't no honor among thieves for real, man.
I just don't like I'm an optimistic person. I think like good things happen to good people and bad things happen to bad people. But like when bad things happen to good people, it's because you're being tested. Like they just want to test your resolve. Like, are you really good?
Look, that's why I tell y'all this book is like the Bible. It's not like not you learn like reading the Bible. It's like you going through learning everything that the Bible supposedly teaches you, and then you be like, God damn, this book is crazy.
Life happens to everybody.
But I'm gonna be upfront. I cannot if I'm ranking these books as it sits right now, and knowing that I got like 23 pages left. This book ain't looking too hot. It doesn't look like it's going to be. It
ain't 23 pages left, boy. This book is long as fuck.
Bro, I was reading this book. I got all the way. Like I said, I got up to the Englishman, but like there's a part of me that just like I felt like in the Freeman book, at least in the Spook That Sat by the Door, it won me over with that.
Yeah, but because it had to. That was the object of the book. It had to tell you what was going on from like at the beginning standpoint as far as the workup. This book is all about the workup. The whole book is the workup, and then you're gonna get there at the end. You be like, God damn.
Okay, so the twist better be motherfucking good. This twist better be motherfucking good.
Yeah, you got to read it with a different perspective, man.
Because you read it as the perspective of
you reading it for an answer. You reading it for it to give you an answer.
Black liberation, though. He looking for black liberation.
I'm trying to figure out.
You said you want to take a break. This is a adventure book. You don't get to begin to know everything in a real good story.
Y'all spoiled me though, because the first two books you gave me were just like that. It was like they have answers.
Yeah, but they
now what y'all expect? Y'all conditioned me to look for the answer.
Yeah, no, but that's your problem because you're still a student.
I'm a student for life.
That's my point. Read certain books not to be a student at the jump. Like, learn from the whole book. Every book ain't chapter by chapter. Question and answer.
You know what?
It might be a bunch of build up of questions, then you get the answers later.
You know what? You are absolutely right. I am being like bitter as fuck because the fact that this book didn't have chapters kind of irked me. I was just like, so how
that shit is true. And look, and I did not pay attention at the first time because I went straight through this whole entire book at one day of work. I'm like, God damn, this shit is good. I went through the whole book. I didn't have my radio off. I had everything off. People trying to talk to me. I'm like, fuck y'all. This book is good. So they stopping by me waving and shit like, Chester, your radio? I'm like, what's up? What you need? Like, we know what our job.
What you mean?
Yeah.
I know y'all paying me, but what do you want?
Yeah, we cleaned up trash today. It was a Sunday. All we were doing was cleaning up trash. I ain't need to talk to y'all. My lunch is gonna be when I take it. Then y'all gonna have to wait.
So we get to the end of part one, and I mean, it's a whole vibe. There's so much that happens
He's still in the crystal shop. Shit ain't even got the crystal shop ain't even took off all the way.
Yeah. So
all right, so I felt like when he took the job at the crystal shop, he was settled. Ain't nobody else feel like that?
Yeah.
Mm.
No, but remember he said that it was just for him to go back and get his sheep.
I'm
That's the only way he was gonna make money.
I'm in my crystal shop right now. I literally can see like what I want to do and how I'm supposed to get there, but I have to put myself in Omaha to get to that motherfucking spot. Like I've already taken an L, which came through COVID. So I'm sitting in this crystal shop. This was the closest I felt to this person the whole story.
COVID was your friend.
COVID, low-key, that's that
was your friend that took everything.
I feel
what's
bad.
up, friend?
My friend
got your
ass.
ass.
What's up, friend?
What up, friend? Because when I tell you, oh yeah, man, applications all turned in, interview. Oh yeah, Mr. Abdullah, we're gonna have to reschedule your interview. Wait, what happened? Oh yeah, COVID came in. I was like, y'all can't talk on the phone? Y'all can't interview on the phone? Nah, we're closing down shop. We'll see you in like 6 to 7 months or business days. I was like, 6 or 7 months or some business days? Do y'all even hear yourselves?
Yeah.
So like I feel for this kid. Like the crystal shop is me right now. So I'm very much like this is probably the closest in tune I'll be into this kid. But what other things stuck out to you guys in this story?
Well, I want to hear what Rob was talking about with the Section 8.
Oh yeah.
I feel like with the sheep are just content, right? They don't care about bettering themselves. They don't give a fuck about none of that.
But y'all gotta know, okay, before you start, he learned from the sheep. Y'all like we didn't even discuss that he learned how shit was going with the sheep, like about water and stuff like that. Yeah. About the lands and all that. He learned a lot from the sheep as well as he was
based on the birds.
Yeah. And which birds
but the sheep's also made him docile. That's why he's so easily led on. But keep going, Rob.
You gotta be a great follower. You gotta be a great follower to be a good leader.
I think that's the quote of the week.
Yeah, we're gonna put that in. You congratulations, Black. You won. That's a good one.
When he was talking about when he was like looking at the sheep from afar, he was like, only thing they're concerned about is eating and drinking, like nothing else. Yeah. Like when he was saying that part, I thought a lot about people who are on Section 8, and it's like if you take a step back from Section 8 and really assess this situation, they're putting you in a predicament where you shouldn't improve your lifestyle. That's literally what they do on Section 8, because it's like, to keep this, you got to stay within these confines. And a lot of people are like, okay.
No, but like, also, okay, they tell us, but he told the story.
Go ahead.
No, go.
Remember, we talk about McDonald's, how they have all these programs set up for you to be better than just a fry cook, right? They have college and all type of shit. Section 8 helps you buy a house. They help you as improvements in the program for you to be better off. But people be like, they put themselves in those confinements. Like, in order for me to just stay here, this is what I'm gonna do, because they have steps to get off of that shit. The plan is
you got a house.
They will help you buy a house. If you're not supposed to be on there, yeah, they'll pay you like.
I'm damn near about to go get on Section 8 if they're gonna help me get a house.
It's too late for you now. But they have
collect this unemployment for a little while.
Yeah. They got stuff set up for you to do better, but people just don't want to, bro. That's the fucked up part about it.
So there is one thing. So like in between that step from Section 8 to doing better, there is a struggle in between that a lot of people don't want to deal with, because once you do like start to make a little bit of money, you ain't making nothing. So like you back poor, but you really can't be on Section 8. But you got to do
No, you don't have to get on Section 8. What they do on Section 8, when you make more money, you pay more. You're not paying all of what you have, but you're paying more. Now, if you make a lot of money, you still on Section 8. They're not even gonna put you off. You're just gonna pay majority of the bill. Like, so if you're making a lot of money, you're gonna be paying everything, but you're still gonna be on Section 8. And you still could be like, hey, I want to get a house. And they be like, all right, cool, let's find this house, let's stick this house, but it's damn near close to a VA loan, but it's Section 8. So how they do is that your house gotta be done. the house got to be complete, no fuck up in the house. Like when I bought my house for VA, like everything in my house is brand new and done. So right now, as I get this house, it ain't a bad loan investment for the VA. Basically, they not signing themselves onto something that's going to be more costly on the back end, and that's how Section 8 is. Even when you rent an apartment with Section 8, it has to be up to code to where you're not going to be on the back end, so where have to leave that apartment right away because it's lead paint and all that bullshit on. All that got to be up to code. So it's just like that, bro. So they're not going to put the whole program is set up for everybody just to do a lot fucking better than what.
And this is where sheep and people differ, because even with the sheep, he tells a story about how he does have one sheep that likes to wander off and occasionally has to go find him. In this metaphor that you're presenting to us, Rob, that's the dude that's trying to get out. And the shepherd is the system keeping them back in, bringing them back in.
Yo, I'll be down in a minute. I'm going to meet.
There's a lot of stuff that goes into being in Section 8. 1, humility. 2, a systematic fold. And then 3, the most important part, that mentality. We read about this in the last book, how if Black people don't find something to woe about, they'll make their own. You could be given the opportunity to get out of Section 8, but oh, woe is me. And they want to fold into that because there's a comfort from misery that we've acquired that no other race has seemed to be able to manifest or manage.
White people do it too, but it's more so the ignorance, because Black people only go off what other people tell them about Section 8. They don't ever look at. You get all these big ass pamphlets from your job that most people just throw on the side when they get the job, and they keep the job. Like, what's up with what's going on with the health insurance? Like, nah, nigga,
but you get your
benefits. It was in that book. Look at that book. It tells you everything.
But
they
got benefits.
Yeah, like then you got that. Like you got that too, bro. Like you got what the fuck they call it when they take a portion
401k.
401k.
Not even the 401k. We got a pension. I'm talking about
pension.
We have a separate savings. I can't think.
Oh,
of
the
IRA?
HSA plan. The HSA plan.
No.
The health
bro.
savings
Where
account.
my check at? Where my check?
It's a health.
We got that too.
Savings account.
But Black is right, because what happened?
A credit union. A credit union?
No, not my credit union. No, we got a credit. Look, I'm about to because they take a certain amount of money. They put it to a separate savings account that we can take out of that shit every year if we wanted to.
Yeah, that's the HSA.
Nah, bro, we got that too.
You can't just take out your HSA.
HSA is 6 years
without negative and stuff. Yeah, for this, it's like every year you can take it out. Not the retirement savings plan, annuity. So it's like a certain amount, like for the labor, they get like $7 to $8 an hour. They're going to annuity, right? So every year they can take that out. So $7 to $8 an hour that they get extra on top of what we make, that goes straight into a savings account, and they can take that out for whatever reason they want. Like one of my coworkers took it out to buy a house or whatever, but if fucking if he don't need it for that house, he's just gonna spend that money on whatever the fuck he want to spend it on. But it don't negatively affect him because he don't have to pay that money back because it's already coming out of his check. It's not nothing you owe them or nothing. It's just gonna keep going into his savings.
Sounds like a pre-tax, a post-tax saving.
Yeah. So when you retire, you can take that out.
Yeah, to Black Point, man. That's why I went into Merrill Lynch and financial advising. I can't tell you how many people I came across as, I want to retire, and they ain't been putting in their 401k at all. Bro. Like, you 55, and you ain't even put nothing in no 401k.
Yeah. So they like, oh, we got to put some in that. So that's the difference between my pension and 401k.
And I got, and it ain't nothing against people, but I had clients and people I'm sitting with. I'm not making no money off of you, but I literally sit with you and just go through all your financials, because you can't be 45 and like ain't got nothing.
Just thinking about it.
I
got two brothers right now that retire before 40.
I started thinking about it like when I was 25. That's why you already told me I was too late.
Yeah, somebody told me, but I come across people right now. They like asking me about different things, and I'm like, no, I have a pension. And they like, well, you 28. I'm like, but I have a pension. Like, I'm not. You got to come at me whole different. You want me to move from where I'm at.
Because it takes me 7 years to be fully, like, I'm a year away from being.
It take me 5 years
fully vested.
Fully vested,
and I'll be getting between 6 and 10,000. When I retire, I'll be getting between 6 and 10,000 a month. So I'm okay.
We got rid of the pension this year, so I got in. I was the last year.
Got rid of it, or it's pro.
It's gone. No, so if you didn't get in at the end, if you don't get in by the end of this year,
shit.
you're not gonna get it. They're gonna have a whole new retirement plan. Yeah, it's a frozen plan because they pay too much money. Like State Farm pays really good wages, so they paying a lot of money.
Everybody looking to pay you less. That's the plan. Yeah. Everybody looking to pay you fucking less. Like in the military, we had the post 9/11 GI Bill, and then we had the I can't think of the GI Bill that came after. Now the one that came after, it pays you more, but I think it's post 9/11 benefits you more as far as school and everything. So when I joined, we still have both. So you know to use the first one before you use the second, because if you use the second one, you don't get the first one. So you got to know which GI Bill to use before, and then the people that know that like they trying to fuck you out of your shit. They're like, yeah, did you use the second one? Like, nah, dude, you better use what's gonna benefit you the most, and then go to it.
I don't take no shit at the hospital, man. That's why I don't take no shit from the hospital. Yeah. Like some fuck ass doctor was hitting me up because I gave away this drug, this high cost drug to this lady as a sample. She was like, "Oh, I don't got no money for that prescription." I was like, "Oh, cool, this is a sample." She was like, "Oh, the last doctor didn't give me this." I'm like, "Well, I'm not a doctor, and I don't give a damn. I'm still gonna get paid. So you want it or not?" And she took that shit. And the doctor came and said, "Man, you messing with my money." I was like, "Fight me then. Like, what you shouldn't have gave me your patient. Like, you're not gonna fight me." But like, y'all don't pay me enough to be like, remember when the contractor came in and said it will give you a 20% finder's fee? And then I was like, "Do you have anything for the specialist?" And they're like, "No, you have to be a doctor." And I was like, "Okay, bet." So like, what's it to me?
There's
I
no
didn't lose
benefit.
nothing. Yeah, no benefit. I made an oath to save lives, not to save money, because I be spending the most expensive shit on my patients.
But people too invested, like, just to be getting something, to not look at what else it offers.
And that's why
everybody's okay with whatever the fuck it is.
And that's what I was thinking.
I want this bag of chips. I'll give you these bag of chips, but they're gonna make you fat. I got some seeds over there. You can plant your own fruit.
See, and that's what I was thinking.
I'll take them chips.
I was seriously thinking, like, man, I've done my 10. After I get to my 10 years of like healthcare provider, I'm like, if I don't switch up and move into like consulting or like business policy, or healthcare policies or something like that, I don't know if I would just want to live in this sewage, which is just a recycling or reoccurring of just bureaucracy, because it doesn't faze me. Like, I hope the day doesn't come where I get tired of helping like my patients, but if it does come and I just want to be on some selfish shit, man, I'm definitely going to be heading towards the consulting world, because there's no way that these people who are in charge of making decisions actually understand the cost benefit. They just out there to get their own money. And if it's just there for money, then shit, I want some too. But yeah, it sucks. It really does suck, low key. Thinking about how like you'll do all this work just for someone to try and play you. Like why would the disrespect? That's how life is,
bro.
The disrespect.
You're gonna do a lot of stuff just for you to play you. Especially like if you don't know what you're supposed to know, it's not my job to teach you. So if I'm gonna make more money because you don't know, I'm just gonna keep making more money. I'm not gonna be like, all right, so look, bro.
That's a lot of
to stop you, like for you to make more money. Like that's how people look at everything. That's a lot of reading, bro. Like
that's when they
get my job gave us books like this, bro. We got in that bitch. I'm like, this is a lot of shit. This job is, trying to tell me. Let me put this shit over in the corner.
And so I gotta hit the table of contents and just scroll through the table.
Just scroll. All right, what y'all got? All right, but it's even like when you think about a 401k and the employer's match, how much free money people just leaving on the table.
Yep.
Just
right.
Leaving.
They're matching every dollar you put in, they're gonna match.
They gonna do more than that.
It's a ceiling though. It's a ceiling
right,
though.
It's a ceiling.
Don't hit the ceiling. People don't hit the ceiling. And I think that's what they be saying.
Yeah. But people don't do it at all.
Yeah, they don't.
They only put a ceiling there because certain people took advantage when it wasn't no ceiling.
Oh, for sure.
Right. But one
of them.
Yeah, one of my best friends,
everybody.
He was working a job for 2 years, and I showed up, and I'm doing my 401k stuff. He behind me. I'm putting it in, and he like, bro, what's that? I'm like, this is my 401k. He like, damn, I ain't get around to doing that yet. I'm like, bro, you've been here for 2 years. You've been here for 2 years. You know how much money that is? So like when we left, we both rolled over the same amount of money out of our 401k. He could have had 3 times that amount at minimum.
Exactly. The thing that's scary is that it's also lack of education, but also I think we as black people, we have a hard time talking about money in front of other black people, or just just to because you never want somebody counting your pocket, but also there's something kind of an ego or probably thing like, oh, what's called money. Like I was a dude that played in the NFL and made six figures easily. Like I remember the first time I saw $1 million, I was like, good God. I remember I got cross-eyed looking at the zeros. But something that a lot of people don't understand about me is I don't wear jewelry. I don't have expense. I still have the first car I got after leaving the league today. But that's just like who I am. I'm a minimalist at best. But like when I started talking about stocks and I started making this show about the stock market, a lot of people looked at me funny because they were like, Heero, why don't you make big trades like your brothers and them? And I was like, because I want to be a constant reminder that with $15.34, you can get $2,000 in 6 months off of just scalping and minuscule trading. Like you don't need a big bank account. And every time I get to 1,000, I cut that account in half. So I've done it twice. So I've made $1,000 twice in the pandemic off of $15.34 in this stock market. And people will be like, dang, how'd you do it? Hey, I got charts, baby. But do you got time? Like, do you really got that time to put in there? I think you have to strong arm people. You have to show them because a lot of people see that big trade of Apple for $500. And I'm like, but you could go ahead and get this Billy for $15. And every day it goes up $4 and every day it goes down $4. So that's every day you can make $4 off this bitch if you just willing to sit here and watch it. And they're like, nah, that's too much. But then when I show them at the end of the year,
it's gonna take too long.
Yeah, it's gonna take too long. But I'm like,
everybody wants something fast. That's the biggest issue with trying to partner up with people because if they don't see nothing right away, they're like, all right, man, we gotta do something else. Like, nigga,
be patient, my friend.
You don't understand how wealth is built. That's the problem. It's just like when people be like, well, I'm gonna retire, and they just think they're gonna be cool off Social Security. Like you don't even know what. Bro, you can't pay your bills off that. Is your house paid off?
Security, disability, and my pension. I'm gonna be all right.
Like how you going into retirement and your house not paid off yet? You can't retire. You know how many people?
I got a co-worker, bro. Now we make good money, but I have a co-worker who house that he lives in now ain't paid off because when he got divorced, his ex-wife stopped paying on the mortgage, but that his name was still on because they were married, so he had to refinance that $200,000 house that he built himself. He built the house himself, so it should have been paid off a long time ago. But it's the fact that fucking she fucked up on everything else, and he want to retire in less than 5 years. He just bought another cabin and like a weekend home type deal that he bought, and he got his wife a new truck.
Home paid off first.
You got a new truck, weekend house, but you ain't got a weekday house, man. Crazy.
And he want to retire, but he has a 7-year-old son. I'm like, how are you gonna retire, bro?
You're not retiring with no 7-year-old kid, bro.
Unless he got a 7-year-old son. He got two mortgages, 2 car notes.
Unless that 7-year-old is 5'11" right now.
He gonna be greeting people at Walmart at 75.
Damn.
And he's 55.
Oh man.
He's gonna be greeting people at Walmart.
He gonna be 70 live at Walmart.
Damn.
He gonna be at the nah, he's not gonna be at Walmart. He gonna still be at the job, bro. Because he couldn't afford his lifestyle at Walmart. But he plays in a band, so he makes good money on that every time before the pandemic. But he can't retire, bro. He got to keep making that two some thousand a week to live that life.
But I think as we're getting older, it's getting more difficult for us to see the idea of retiring be a real thing for a lot of people, especially after this pandemic. After this pandemic, it has ruined it. The idea of retiring for a lot of people in this country, and this sounds horrible for me.
Not for black people, bro. No, black people's lives ain't changing.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And that's what I'm about to say is about a lot of white people suffering this year is going to make things better for black people because don't nobody care until it happened to a white lady. I saw a white lady crying in Los Angeles because Gavin Newsom, who's the governor, made them shut down their restaurant because of the pandemic. But then for a movie shoot right next door to their ass, less than 50 feet away, opened up a whole entire buffet so the cast and crew could eat. She was crying tears on national TV about how life isn't fair. And I just could not help but be like, yes, because now that this white woman is suffering.
If she was in the stock market, she went to the top floor and jumped off. But they made it down. You can't even jump off the top floor because the windows are too thick. They're unbreakable. We be like, God damn it. How you gonna piss? Like I want to die, but I can't even do it now. Like, and then at the Sears Tower, they got it where you can lay down, like you hanging out, but you can't fall. Like I know them people so sick, bro. They can't.
Yo,
like, hey, this bitch.
They better lay something down upstairs. They better throw themselves down.
I cannot end it if I wanted to.
Hey, that should be crazy in China. You be seeing that shit in China? They got the nets underneath the windows and shit. Like, nah, man, you can't jump. And not only do they got the nets, you roll back down into the building, into an office. Like, all right, now that you had
now that you got that out your system, right?
Go back to work.
Like, ain't this a bitch?
You said meeting at 4 p.m. All right, cool.
See y'all tomorrow.
Oh shit!
Well, they making sure you live long enough to keep paying taxes.
That shit's crazy. Because in Australia they just had their welcome back to normal parade.
Look, did you see in Africa that less than 40,000 people died?
Third world countries are doing better than us right now.
We're talking about Africa. We're talking about Africa, the continent, not Africa, like specific countries.
But like,
and the way they did it though, that's like you watch Trevor Noah. This is the way they did it. They were going door to door checking people, motherfucking and getting them corona tests. So they would catch your ass up the street like, oh, you ain't got corona test? All right, we catch you, Lamar. You know, we gonna catch your ass walking up the street. We gonna corona test your ass. So the whole they know who got it and who don't got it, and they can quarantine your ass accordingly. And that's how they living
here in this country right now. We
are country, not fucking continent.
I'm talking about this country, damn it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like this country.
Exactly. But that's the part that's mind-boggling. The other thing is, we still ain't gotta figure this shit out yet. Like every day I see somebody outside doing outside normal shit, I'll be like, you just don't give a fuck no more. Like you just don't care. But like
man, there's a lot of people like that right now.
Man,
God damn.
It's crazy to me. I took this lady off the vent yesterday, and this was the first time she was able to speak in 36 days since she got coronavirus.
I'm busy. I'll be down in a minute.
And you want to know what her first words were to her family?
I'll be down in a minute, motherfucker.
Oh no, I'm trying to feel okay.
No, I'll do it later.
It wasn't that.
It wasn't that. But basically, she was like, "Get the fuck out." Get the fuck out of here.
Almost had to blow him down. You know? My nephew wanted to come ask questions. I thought I muted y'all.
My man's gonna blow cousins down. Hey, what time you trying to have dinner? Hey, I said I'll come. Damn. But like
said, I'm busy.
She said, get the fuck out, because all those weekends of them coming to her house and not like social distancing and just going in and out of the house, she was like, y'all damn near killed me trying to do this shit. And that shit kind of was baffling because she had been feeling this way the whole time, but she didn't have like a way of communicating it. So imagine sitting there for 36 days, all these people crying, oh, are you okay and shit. She's like, bitch, y'all didn't care about me when I was strapped into this bed on a vent. Like it's just crazy. I just hope that people don't find out the hard. 54% of Americans know someone who has died of COVID. That means half of us, at least 2 of us on this call right now, know someone who died of COVID.
I experienced enough people. I know enough people who died from it to be counted for all of us. That's ridiculous.
So I always just tell people, just put on your goddamn mask, and if you can't, stay the fuck home. Like, I don't know.
Only one section next week, bro.
All right. Did anybody have anything they want to throw out as far as sponsorships?
Nah, we Gucci for sponsor this week.
All right, man.
You know, it's a depressing week for Jeremiah. It's a party weekend for me. My brother's birthday today. My brother, my daughter, and my daughter's mom's birthday was yesterday. I'm tired.
Full house over there.
Yeah, they down there getting a bus at 9, boy. That's last night, though. We was on live. I deleted my brother live, but it was busting. Bitches all
over. You out here Harlem shaking, it was busting, bro.
Man, nah, I'll say even after the kids left, my brother came over with some bitches and shit like that, boy. It was the hoes on top of the bar dancing. It was ridiculous.
Good times. Well, shit. Y'all be safe. Rob, don't work too hard. JB, find you a new team. And Black, make sure when they bust on the handstand, you throw the proper dollars. Clean that bar off.
I'm gonna get him $1. Yeah, so $2.
I need change.
I'm gonna pay her twice.
I need change.
Pay these hoes twice. I'm gonna be making it rain. $2 bills.
Y'all, I appreciate it.